I just don't know what's gotten into Megami. She suddenly freaked out over nothing, and I have no idea why. Every time I try to approach her, I just freeze. I quickly dropped what I was doing and rushed over to SANAE'S locker. What's wrong? Are you alright?
It's a dead rat!
SANAE! SANAE suddenly collapsed on both knees as she was trying to hold in her vomit. A crowd of students suddenly surrounded us, wondering what was going on. Did I hear that right? I wasn't sure if they were spectators, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were the culprits who pulled this on SANAE. I couldn't just ignore the possibility that I could be right. I mean, they're the same people who bullied Megami. Who wouldn't speculate that it was them?
Hey, just so you know, the little mouse gives me the creeps. I wouldn't trust her if I was you.
I stopped in silence for a second, then resumed my steady pace. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you.
Is your reputation that important to you, Yuji? Is that what you value more? Do you value that more than us?
No, I don't. Our friendship is more important than that.
Then why do you want things to go back to the way they were? Can't you just be satisfied with what you have right now? Am I not good enough for you? If you really cared about us, you would have broken your ties with SANAE when I told you so.
I looked at the front of the letter, and to my surprise, it was from SANAE. I mean, she has my phone number. Why would she send me a letter? Unless... Could this be about that? I'm not sure if I'm ready to even give her my response yet. The next day arrived. It kinda caught me off by surprise, to be honest, even though I knew it was inevitable. Considering the events that unfolded these past several weeks, anything can happen. I don't like surprises, nor do I like it when the surprises come with conflict. But these kinds of things are kind of out of my control, I guess. All I can do is react as they come. I arrived at school and started my daily routine as I usually do. Except this time, SANAE, nor Megami, was nowhere to be seen. Either they arrived early, or they're avoiding being seen by me. It kinda makes sense if you think about it. Megami is more than likely too upset to even look at my face, and SANAE, well, she could be avoiding confrontation after placing that letter in my locker yesterday. I guess my morning is going to be pretty lonely today. I went off to class as usual. I was hoping that I would at least be able to see SANAE. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case throughout the whole day. It was a pretty weird feeling, if you ask me, but it's not like I have time to track her down during lunch. I guess I'll just see her after school then. The day went by really fast, since it wasn't as productive as I hoped it'd be. Next thing I knew, it was lunchtime. I instinctively went to the rooftop thanks to my previous routine, except this time, I had nothing to eat. I used to depend on Megami to make me lunch, but that's not a thing anymore. I went back down towards the cafeteria to grab a juice box and lemon bread from the vending machine. I didn't have much on me, since I had to budget for this month's expenses. I decided it was too much of a hassle to go back up, so I just ate my lunch on a bench in front of the school building. I could feel the eyes of my peers gleaming at me since it was pretty uncommon for me to be around this area. All I could really do is ignore them while I eat. I mean, I could have glared at them, but what good would that do? After I finished my lunch, I decided to take a little nap on the bench. I laid down and stared into the bright blue sky. The sound of nature soothed me, and I slowly started to get a little sleepy. What? Huh? Shit. I'm late for class. Looks like I overslept and fell asleep. I don't know what came over me. Usually, I don't really mind being late for class since the teachers already had a low expectation of me. I guess having friends kinda changed my perspective of how I looked at school. I ran as quickly as possible. I tried catching my breath the moment I arrived in front of the closed classroom door. I cracked the door slowly and gently stepped into the classroom in hopes that the teacher wouldn't notice. Surprisingly, he did notice, but lacked the desire to call me out. He just went on with the lecture like he normally does and ignored my presence. I don't really mind being ignored, but for some reason, this time, it actually felt as though my existence was nothing worth recognizing. I felt a bit of sadness coming over me, but it quickly faded away once I started taking notes during the lecture. A year ago, I lived my life not knowing what it meant to create a strong brand. Until now, I realized it's not about the brand itself, it's about the people behind it. That's what makes me Daigaru. The day quickly came to a close, and it was time to face SANAE about my response. I packed everything I needed to study tonight and left the classroom at a steady pace. I had a lot of things going through my head, mostly things regarding how I would approach SANAE. Because of this, everything around me became nothing but empty, ambient noise. I suddenly snapped out of it and realized that I was standing in front of my locker. I was confused by my own actions. I didn't have plans to leave school yet, but I guess I unconsciously did this out of my own routine. Since I was already at my locker, I switched my shoes out so I could head out once I was done talking to SANAE. After everything was in order, I started walking towards the school storage shed, where they kept miscellaneous equipment for gym activities. I was slowly closing the gap between me and my destination. My hands started to get sweaty and fidgety. Who knew confronting a girl that likes you would be so difficult? I thought I knew everything I was going to tell her, but the closer I get, the more blank my head becomes. By the time I arrived, I was more concerned with how nervous I was. Alright, looks like I'm a bit early. I hope she will understand. After 20 minutes, the leader of the soccer team and two of his teammates drew near me. I wonder what business they have being here. Then again, this is a school storage shed, so I wouldn't be surprised if they came here to get something. But it didn't look like their priority was the shed, but in fact, me. Are they planning on recruiting me for the soccer team? I mean, SANAE did say she wanted to give me another chance. Maybe she told them about my situation, and they decided to go looking for me. But honestly, who knows? I mean, I guess I might as well ask them. Hey guys, do you need some...
Who the hell do you think you are?
Wait, what? What the hell was that for? Why did he punch me? As I was laying on the ground holding my face, I looked over at the leader of the soccer team, Tatsumi. You son of a... The two other soccer members started kicking me while I was laying on my side. It was difficult trying to defend myself, especially my torso. Blow after blow, my body felt weaker. I'm not sure how long I could keep myself conscious. The blows were too much. I tried to think of a way out, but I realized that I wouldn't stand a chance. Just because I was able to get in a punch to some scumbag's face doesn't certify me as a pro fighter. All I could do was wait in agony until the blow stopped.
Enough!
What? The hell
I didn't say you could talk, punk. What the fuck did you do to Sanae? Did you blackmail her? Are you threatening her? Well, which is it? I can't think of a reason why she would be all over you. I mean, what in the actual hell? She suddenly out of nowhere asked one of my buddies to lock you both in a storage shed for no reason. What's that about?
She... What?
Then she asked us to put some stinking rat in her locker for some reason. What is she thinking?
That can't. But... Why? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Did SANAE set all this up? Did she frame Megami for the incident that happened recently? Was Megami right about SANAE? What the fuck is going on? Why did she do this? Why is she trying to sabotage my friendship with Megami? What has she gained by doing that? Just... why?
I'm warning you. Don't you ever speak to Sanae again! I don't know what the hell you're up to, but if you try anything funny, I know where to find you. Come on, guys, seeing him squabble like a worm makes me sick.
That was the end of that. I was left to rot in pain. I could barely move, but I was still conscious. Conscious enough to know what he said. Conscious enough to feel the pain and bruises of being beat up to a pulp. It's funny how the world works. I only punched someone once for defending my mom, and I'm automatically the villain in the eyes of the public. On the other hand, if someone like the soccer team leader comes to beat me up, he's treated as this righteous hero of justice. Kind of like that one young detective that I saw on TV last night. What was his name again? I think it was Akechi or something like that. Talk about injustice. Even if I go straight to a teacher and tell them of what happened, they just ignore me or think I was lying. No one would even believe me. The innocent don't have rights to speak. This is why our society is a shithole. Damn it. I need to stop blaming this on society and pick myself up. I can't keep laying on the ground forever. Come on, Yuji. Pull yourself together. And that's exactly what I did. I was able to pull together the strength to get up and slowly walk back home. Even though my body was yelling and screaming, I couldn't give up. I eventually arrived and slept the day away until the next morning. Damn. Everything still hurts. I got up, took a quick shower, and got ready for school. Except this time, the pain from the previous day still lingered with me, making everything 100 times more difficult to do. But there was nothing I could do but endure the pain for the whole day. So I did just that. Upon arriving at school, I pretty much just headed straight to my locker. To my surprise, I see SANAE waiting right beside it. What was she planning? She looks happy to see me. Did Tatsumi not tell her about what happened yesterday? I guess not. Makes sense considering they aren't exactly best friends or anything. I just can't even give her a straight face right now. Not after what Tatsumi said.
Good morning, Yuji. Yuji! What happened to your face? It's swollen. Are you okay? We should get you to the nurse to have you checked out right...
Don't touch me.
Yuji? What's wrong?
Don't lie to me. I know what you did. Because of you, I lost the only person who actually cared about me.
What are you talking about? What did I...
Shut up. Just leave me alone.
Yuji. Damn it. He knows. hell told him about my plan? The only people who knew were... So, that's who. Those bastards ratted me out. They'll pay. How am I supposed to make Yuji mine if Megami is in the way? Yuji. Oh, my beloved Yuji. Why must you be so hard to obtain? It only makes you that much more desirable. You'll soon become my prize. I'll make sure that bitch doesn't ever get in my way again.